Similar to the protection Athena offered to Athens, each of us has an inner realm, rich and powerful. This domain is our inner world, a land of unexplored resources and boundless freedom. However, like mythical Troy, it is often besieged. Internal conflicts, soul ailments, and betrayals by our very thoughts threaten us daily. Marcus Aurelius, ruler and thinker, found in Stoicism the antidote to such challenges. With this narrative, I invite you to discover how rejection can become a life lesson, inspired by the strength, wisdom, and courage of mythological figures like Athena, thus transforming each denial into a step towards the apex of our personal existence. Let's join this journey to discover how to turn rejection into a powerful force for personal change. In the epic of ancient times, Athena, the goddess of wisdom, emerges armed from the mind of Zeus, a symbol of divine birth reflecting the immense power of intellect and the purity of wisdom. This myth reveals a profound truth. Rejection, as we know it, does not mark the end, but the dawn of a new beginning. Just as Athena emerged ready for battle, each of our falls, every denial we encounter, prepares us for the great tasks that await us. Faced with rejection, we are invited to rediscover and reinvent ourselves, to forge from our determination an invincible armor against future adversities. Thus, rejection becomes not an insurmountable wall, but fertile ground from which our greatest strength can sprout, spurring us to surpass ourselves and reach previously unimaginable heights. Penelope, the queen of Ithaca, awaited the return of her husband Ulysses, weaving by day and undoing by night her tapestry. This narrative teaches us the virtue of patience and the importance of cunning in facing indifference. Her refusal to yield to the pressure of the suitors, who aspired to her hand and throne, reflects a profound strategy, transforming time and ingenuity into shields against despair. Penelope not only preserves the harmony of her kingdom, but, with her behavior, exemplifies how we can maintain calm and dignity, using our intelligence to overcome the challenges that rejection brings into our lives. Her story encourages us to see beyond the immediate obstacle, to use our wisdom and patience as tools for personal empowerment, turning waiting and rejection into an opportunity to strengthen our spirit and resolve. Hermione, daughter of Helen of Troy and Menelaus, stands out in Greek mythology for her resilience and indomitable spirit. Even in the face of adversity and rejection, her story is a hymn to the ability to transform pain into a catalyst for personal growth. Hermione teaches the importance of believing in one's qualities and value, even when the outside world seems to doubt us. Her strength lies in self-affirmation, in recognizing one's worth regardless of others' approval. This mythological tale invites us to reflect on how, in the face of rejection, we can draw upon our inner strength, use our intelligence and talents to prove to ourselves, before anyone else, our invaluable worth. Hermione inspires us to never give up, to pursue our goals with tenacity, and to use challenges as launching pads towards self-realization. Artemis, revered as the goddess of the hunt and guardian of wild nature, embodies the essence of independence and the courage to follow one's own path, regardless of others' expectations. Her mythological figure, shrouded in the solitude of the forests and the silence of the animals, invites us to seek our inner truth away from the clamor and impositions of society. This narrative urges us to reflect on the importance of listening to our inner voice and finding courage in isolation, recognizing that, in these solitary spaces, we often discover the most authentic parts of ourselves. Artemis teaches us that rejection by others can become the opportunity to rediscover and reaffirm our independence, spurring us to pursue our dreams and passions with determination and to live in harmony with our true self. Demeter, goddess of agriculture and fertility, offers us an unforgettable lesson on resilience through her pain at the loss of Persephone, abducted by Hades. Instead of succumbing to despair, her struggle to bring her daughter back leads to the creation of the seasons, thus transforming a deeply painful experience into a gift for humanity. Her story teaches us that faced with rejection and loss, we possess the extraordinary ability to transform our pain into something constructive, not just for ourselves, but also for those around us. Demeter encourages us to seek within ourselves the strength to face challenges, to find ways to sprout new hopes and opportunities, even in the most barren soils of our hearts. Her journey is a reminder that, even in the darkest moments, we can bring forth new seasons of growth and renewal. Andromache, wife of Hector, represents the quintessence of dignity and strength of spirit in times of extreme loss. In the heart of the Trojan War, she faces the fate of her beloved and her city with a courage that touches the soul. Her story is a powerful testament to how one can maintain one's integrity and dignity, even when all seems lost. Andromache teaches us that rejection and pain, however devastating, should never erode our core of self-respect. Instead of being overwhelmed by despair, she chooses to honor Hector's memory through her strength and resilience. Hers is a lesson on how, in the face of the toughest adversities, we can choose to respond with grace, preserving our essence and unconditional worth. Atalanta, an exceptional hunter and runner, challenges the conventions of her time with a firmness that inspires admiration. Her story, one of the most compelling in Greek mythology, speaks of independence, competition, and the refusal to adhere to predetermined roles. Her decision to compete and win against anyone who dared challenge her in a race is a powerful metaphor for our inner struggle to assert our identity and capabilities in the world. Atalanta teaches us that others' refusal to recognize our worth is not a limitation, but an opportunity to demonstrate our strength and determination. Her resilience and ability to compete on her own terms, setting her own rules, invite us to pursue our goals with boldness, to remain true to ourselves, and to transform every challenge into an occasion to shine. Medea, a tragic and emblematic figure in Greek mythology, conveys a lesson of extraordinary courage in facing the consequences of one's actions, motivated by a deep sense of rejection and betrayal. Her story speaks of passion, vengeance, and above all, the ability to courageously confront the repercussions of one's decisions. The determination with which Medea pursues her revenge reflects the power of human emotions and the complexity of ethical choices. This narrative invites us to reflect on the weight of our actions and the strength needed to accept their consequences. It teaches that although we may face heart-wrenching moral dilemmas, true courage resides in our ability to confront the reality of our choices, learning from them and growing, despite the pain they may cause. Circe, the enchantress who transforms men into animals, is a vivid symbol of female cunning and wisdom. Her ability to turn the tides in her favor, using knowledge and magic, offers a profound lesson on using ingenuity to face life's challenges. In a world that often presents us with insurmountable obstacles and painful rejections, Circe's figure inspires us to seek creative solutions, to think outside the box, and to turn unfavorable situations into opportunities for growth. Her story invites us to appreciate the strength of intellect and insight, reminding us that, in the face of difficulties, we can always find a way to reveal our true power. Niobe, a mother afflicted with grief over the loss of her children, killed to punish her excessive arrogance, embodies the dangerous consequences of unrestrained pride. Her tragedy teaches us the importance of self-control and humility, virtues that protect from alienating those around us. Niobe's story invites us to reflect on the value of respect and moderation in our relationships and on how we express our worth in the world. It reminds us that even when we are tempted to exalt our successes, we must do so with balance and grace, aware that excessive pride can distance us from loved ones and attract undesirable consequences. Alcestis, the queen who offered to die in place of her husband Admetus, symbolizes the pinnacle of loving sacrifice. This extreme act of devotion speaks of the power of personal sacrifice for the sake of a loved one, highlighting that the strength of affectionate bonds can overcome even the fear of death. Her choice teaches us that in moments of utmost trial, true love manifests in the ability to prioritize the well-being of the other over one's own. Alcestis reminds us that, faced with the rejection of life itself, unconditional love and sacrifice can triumph, offering eternally valid lessons on altruism and dedication. The story of Pandora, often remembered for unleashing evils into the world, contains within it an invaluable message of hope. In the darkest moment when all evils had escaped, one gift remained in her box: hope. This mythic narrative teaches us that regardless of the severity of challenges or the depth of rejection, there is always a glimmer of light, a possibility for redemption and rebirth. Pandora's hope reminds us never to give in to despair, for even in moments of utmost discouragement, the possibility of a better future is always present. It is an invitation to believe in our ability to overcome any obstacle, keeping the flame of hope alive in our hearts. Through these 13 lessons inspired by ancient Greek wisdom and the principles of Stoicism, we have explored how to transform rejection into a powerful ally for our personal development. Each mythological figure has offered us a unique perspective on how to face adversities with strength, courage, and wisdom. From Athena to Pandora, we have learned that behind every challenge lies an opportunity for growth, that true courage resides in the ability to confront our fears, and that even when all seems lost, hope can guide us towards new beginnings. Let's remember these stories not just as myths from a distant time, but as sources of daily inspiration that teach us to live with dignity, to fight for what we believe in, and to never lose hope, regardless of the challenges we must face. Thank you for sharing this journey with me as we discover how ancient wisdom can illuminate our modern path. I hope these lessons serve as a guide and encourage you to transform every rejection into a stepping stone towards your personal success. If you found inspiration and strength in the Stoic lessons and Greek mythological stories we explored today, I invite you to subscribe to our channel. Here we will continue to discover together ancient wisdom and modern teachings that can transform our everyday lives. Leave a like if this journey has touched you and share the video with those who, in your opinion, could benefit from these profound life lessons. Don't forget to activate the bell to not miss our future content, full of inspiration and knowledge. Thank you for being part of this journey.